Hi, I'm Monica, welcoming everyone to MoTalk, and actually this is another episode of Mo on the Go. Now today is extremely special because I have ventured into something new, but there is someone very special that is already doing it at an extremely high level that I admire and love and absolutely prefer her voice over many. It is the legendary Mickey Guyton. Welcome her to MoTalk.
I am just so happy to be here. You are a legend. I have grown up loving you.
Oh,
You have been
you.
such an inspiration to me. Like, you're one of my first CDs I ever bought.
Whew.
You're one of my first.
Miss
I
Thing?
saved up all
Was it
my
that
money.
one?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I
So
saved up
that's-
all my money and I bought that CD.
What is that, 90?
Yeah, it was in the 90s.
6?
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't
you
even
were
want to
one
get
of
the
my.
date wrong.
We don't even have to. What matters is I saved up all of my money for that
Wow.
record. So
Wow.
thank you for all that you've done.
That means a lot. First off, you did an incredible job with the Star Spangled Banner.
Thank you.
That's so difficult. People have no idea until
Yeah.
you're actually in the moment. And you're experiencing it,
Yeah.
and you're trying to make sure you get every thou for thou art
Yes.
word
Oh,
correct.
Lord. Oh,
exactly.
my God.
Between
Ramparts,
that and the note.
we watched all of it. Yes.
So how did you feel?
This is how I felt. I felt like I was about to give birth to my first child. And I was about to walk down the aisle to the wrong guy, but I had already paid for the wedding, so I had to go through it anyway, so I couldn't back out of it. That's what this moment for me felt like. Yes.
Well, we're in the National Museum of African American Music.
Yes. In Nashville.
It's in Nashville.
In the heart of downtown.
In the heart. The Ryman is across the street.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So many things have happened. The CMT Awards,
Yep.
you performed.
Yes.
Incredible job as
Thank
usual.
you. As
How
did
did that
you.
feel? Thank you.
Was
That
this
was
your
my
first time performing at the CNT
Very
Awards?
first.
And here you are. Welcome
Very
to country
first.
music, finally.
Thank you.
You know, it felt
Thank
really
you.
good. For me, the CNT Awards, I liked how intimate it was.
Yeah.
Like, normally they're in larger venues, but this felt like, I don't know, it felt like such an intimate moment, but it was really good to see so many Black people
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
And in the crowd.
Yeah.
And the sitting in the artist's seat. Like, I thought that was something that was really important. You know, I believe that Black people love country music. I just don't think we've ever felt invited to the table. And now I feel like we've invited ourselves to the table and we're making space, and you can see the change. It's really cool.
I thought it was really special to run into you, but we embraced like we knew each other
Yes.
already.
Yes.
I think when you say a seat at the table, it's almost like we've become accustomed to making a seat.
Yeah.
For ourselves.
Yeah.
We pull out the chair, we sit
We're like,
down,
"How are you
we
doing?"
pull up. There's a fearlessness that I
Yeah.
love about it, but I was actually looking on your page the other day, and you shared some things that were actually quite hateful.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that in this space, you are oftentimes not only making a seat at the table, but
Yeah.
demanding a certain level of respect. How
Yes.
has that been?
Yes, it has been really hard. I've been in this industry for a long time, and I've been living in Nashville for almost 10 years.
Oh.
And I was just like the yes woman, and didn't want to make too much noise, and didn't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable with my presence here. And what ended up happening was I actually became uncomfortable in my own skin and being myself. I was uncomfortable. I was like, I can't change it. Like,
Right.
this is who I am. So either
Right.
you're going to have to take it or leave it. And then I just realized, like, God put it on my heart that I may never make it in this industry, but I have got to open the door for other people, whether it happens for me or not. So it became my mission for that. And with that came a lot of hate. But I didn't really care about that hate because I wasn't doing it for that demographic of people.
Right.
I was doing that for people that look like us, so that we could feel like we have a space. And it was difficult, but at the same time, the mission or the assignment, I understood it.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. And whenever I get those hateful messages and I post them, I'm not posting them in a sense of like, I'm losing sleep at night. I'm posting them because we're in a moment where there's a huge reckoning for Black people in America. And so often people, okay, we've done our deed, we've gotten our, you know, our diverse task force and DEIs, diversity, equity, inclusion, headed by, you know, people that don't look like us. We've done our duty, and so now we can move on. And so when I get those messages, is I'm putting it up there is to know we can't move on.
Right.
It hasn't gotten better until these types of messages stop being made. It's not going to get better. So I give it the platform that it deserves so people can see it.
Yeah. Oftentimes I think it's hidden better because we set up groups and situations and associations that mask what's actually happening. So what you do is you bring it to light, and it definitely rang very true for me because I expect some of that releasing a country album.
Get it. You'll for sure get it.
Yeah, and I'm more than prepared.
You got Black Twitter behind you. You'll be good.
And I got me behind me.
Yes, you
know,
do.
I grew up speaking for myself, and that's why I felt like your caption was so poignant, because you still spoke for yourself. You spoke to the issues, but you spoke for yourself in a way that even if you don't understand it, you respect it. And that's really key. I think being a Black woman, that's key altogether, but especially in country music. So I'm really happy to be in a space shared with someone like yourself. And then you were introducing me to other people that literally look like us and love the same music. That was big for me. I don't want you to think that I took that for granted, because no matter what I've done, this is still a new space. I'm the new girl in town, regardless to if I respond like it or not. That's what it is. So I really appreciate that from you.
Oh my God, I'm so incredibly grateful that your presence is here in Nashville. And you're taking that step, because it's important, and you have such a massive reach and fan base that when there's so many little Black girls that are going to look and see what you're doing and think, I can do that too. So yes, you're new to this space, but you're taking that leap of faith to do that and putting yourself out there to possibly receive that type of hate. And it's important. It's important you being here. Like, I say this all the time, in order for there to be a true Black movement into country music, several of us have to make it in this genre. It can't be one or two Charlie Prides or Linda Martells or me or Reese Palmer every 25, 50 years. It's got to be consistently, their presence has to be here consistently.
I agree. I love your album title.
Thank you.
Remember Her Name. There are a lot of different things that makes you feel when you say it aloud. What does it mean to you?
Well, which is why I'm so happy to be able to talk to you on your platform. I wrote that song inspired by Breonna Taylor.
Oh.
So anytime you would see a horrible death, an injustice death, you would always see someone say, remember her name, say her name.
Yes.
And so when I wrote Remember Her Name, I was really singing about Breonna Taylor. And then as I was writing the song and remembering her, then it also turned into me too. You know, we as women, as Black women in the entertainment industry, so often, for lack of better words, we get the shit end of the stick so often.
Right.
And we lose ourselves. We forget ourselves, and so often we feel forgotten. And when you feel forgotten, you forget yourself. And so even at your lowest point, it's like, look at yourself, remember that little girl before all the hurt and the pain. And you were so excited about your existence in this world and your existence in music. Like, remember that person then, like she's still in there.
Yeah. I think that is important. It's funny how the more you share, sometimes the more criticism. With you having a family, you know, people ask me, what's the balance? There's no balance for me. There's family first and everything after. What is the balance for you in your house with your husband and your child? What is that like? Because I know what the requirement is, and the more of them you have, the requirements become greater. You saw me earlier when
did.
the school called
You're
my
like,
phone.
oh my God, which one did what?
Which one? You know,
Yeah.
what is it in your house that helps you guys to balance it all, decide what comes first, or maybe what job you take or don't take, or what you do or don't do, or maybe even what you share and don't share? How do you make those decisions at home?
Well, you know, I really admire you for being such an open book.
Thank you.
I mean,
It's
you've
a lot.
been an open book you've gone through some traumatic experiences through your life. And I always appreciated that you shared it. It made you human, because you are superhuman to everybody.
Whew.
And for you to do that, like, I'll start crying, so don't even look at me. But what you've gone through, it gave me the power that there's power in just being honest.
Yeah.
It's not you oversharing or not sharing. You're like, this is the platform I have. This is what I'm going through. Either you're going to take me for it or you're going to leave me for it.
Yeah.
So pick whichever one you want. But my husband is a really open book. Like, he was someone that was very honest with his emotions, and that was something I wasn't used to. I was very used to, like, trying to be perfect, and he isn't. And that is, like, he is my balance. He's like my security blanket, honestly. We've gone through a lot together, therapy, all the things. And I think that helped us. So our home life is very healthy. It takes a village. I've got my mom, my brother-in-law, my family helping me take care of my son. And we just, whatever feels right at the moment. You know, my son had gotten really sick, like, he almost died. Nobody really knows that. And so I didn't completely share that until he was in the clear.
Right.
But that was something, it just is whatever feels right, you know? I feel like honesty, though, is the best balance. If you're honest, like, you can sleep at night.
Right.
You know?
You know, I always say that a lot of artists are so busy pretending that everything becomes pretentious.
Yes.
You can hear it, you can feel it. I mean, some of the greatest entertainers in the world, but I respect both decisions.
Yeah.
And I say that saying that I understand those who protect themselves and don't share anything. And you have some that are really solid, amazing individuals that are like, I'm still not sharing.
Right.
For me, coming up the way that I did, I felt it necessary to share because
and you had to be perfect.
No, I was the opposite, which was why for some time I was almost like the underdog. But I think I'm still here because I was authentic. So now there's nothing that you're really going to find about me that I haven't already told you.
Right.
There's nothing salacious because I already told you that.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
So you can sleep at night.
Yes.
Yep.
So with your husband being your balance, does he ever say, okay, I don't even want to be there. I don't even want to be on that. It's not my vibe. Does he do that, or does he just come where you say you need him?
He just comes where I say I need him. I think that's his love language for me.
Yeah.
And when we first started, I did the exact opposite. I didn't want to put that burden on him to have to be with me at all times. So then he felt like, well, what am I here for? Do you not want me to be a part of your life? But now that he sees, like, when he's with me, it's literally a security thing for me. Like, this is not normal. And there's a lot, I get a lot of anxiety. And after 2020 and some of the hate that I received for releasing my one song, even going to shows here, I get major anxiety because I don't know what I'm going to face. I have no idea.
Really?
Oh, I was at an interview today. And literally next door, there was like Confederate flags hanging out the guy's window and America First and all that, like literally right next door to
where
I
did you
was
grow
filming.
up?
In Texas, Waco, Texas.
Okay, so did you experience that there?
I experienced some, yeah. But I've experienced racism in LA too.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. That's why I was curious if being in Nashville makes it all feel more real. Is it something that you feel like you deal with more here than somewhere else? I grew up in Georgia.
Yeah.
So depending on the part of Georgia you're in, it feels different, you know?
I think it just depends on the part because honestly, being in Nashville, being in this community, there's a lot of really, really, really good, kind people that are good Southern people that you remember in Georgia, just like I remember in Texas. But then there's certain parts, driving down the freeway, the 65 freeway, and seeing those Confederate flags right there. Then you see that. So it's just like this constant, you just don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Here, do you have a network or a group of artists that you feel have been instrumental in how you navigate it all?
Yeah, I do. Before I even met these amazing Black artists, it was the president of my label, Cindy Mabe. She is a woman in this business. She's a white woman that has 100% supported me as I figured this out. My publicist is another one that has really helped me navigate this. My other artist, who's half Mexican, half white, she was also another person that helped me navigate this. But a lot of times I was in here fighting the internal battle by myself.
Yeah.
My management has also been really key to me doing this, but it was myself, my husband, me figuring this out a lot by myself.
What else do you see for yourself outside of music? You know how sometimes one thing leads you to another.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I may do something and I'll be somewhere and I'll start thinking of other things that I want to do or that I want to be a part of.
Yeah.
What are the other things that you love, that you want to be a part of consistently? Of course, I know you're busy with music, but what else is there that you love?
I would love, I don't know when I'll have the time to do this, but I would love to start a record label, a very artist-friendly record label. After Issa Rae said what she said about the music industry, that cut so deep.
It did.
For someone who's as massively successful as her, to be in a different world and see how hard it is for entertainers and for artists and what this ancient system on how we're supposed to navigate it, I was like, wow. And I would love to be a part of changing that and helping artists. I love discovering artists. I'm a nurturer at heart. And when I say helping artists, I would also provide them therapy. By the way, in Nashville, they have a lot of those, a lot of programs like that. There's a place called Porter's Call, which is therapy for artists with a $5 donation. Like if you're an artist, musician, whatever, there's a space for you to go for therapy. I know. I want to do that and incorporate that.
That's needed everywhere.
I know. And to really set up artists to have truly successful careers, not only successful monetarily, that also have mental health success. It's hard, like we're still at the end of the day, no matter what this is, we're still human beings first.
Absolutely. I think the only reason I'm still sane is because I don't hold it.
Yeah.
If I feel it, it's coming
You're
out.
Like,
it may
I'm
not come
it
out right, but it comes out.
Right.
I think that it's important not to bottle those things, but I feel like there's something very special that's happening, and it's not easy, and you're a part of all of it.
Which is crazy.
It is amazing.
I wish you had have met me 7-8 years ago.
What was the difference from then and now?
I didn't know who I was. I was trying to relate to all of these white people here in Nashville, and completely lost myself in that. And I was just trying to fit in. And it was really, really unhealthy for me. And I don't say I was weak. I'm not a weak person. I don't think anybody's weak. It's just we deal with things certain ways. But I wasn't as outspoken as I was. I was timid, I guess you could say. And I didn't think anything that I would say anybody would ever listen to. And little did I know, I just had to say, wait a damn minute, this is wrong.
Right.
This is wrong what you're doing to people in this town. And it's not just black people. Like, they're doing it to white women in this industry too. Yeah. It's really, and it's, the data is there. Like, you could literally research it and you'll see all the data of who's making it in the industry and who's not. And it's predominantly male and predominantly white male.
Who have been some of your greatest inspirations when it comes to the music? Because sometimes it can differ when you're looking at like home life and what you have to do. Like my mom for me is a person that I just pull from constantly. Musically, I always loved Whitney. I always
me too.
loved,
I
you know, I just had the ones that I really, I would lean into.
Yeah.
Even before I knew them,
Right.
I would just lean into them. Who is that for you?
So I loved Dolly Parton. She was someone that my grandma grew up really loving. I loved Whitney Houston because of I Will Always Love You, Dolly Parton. I loved LeAnn Rimes. When I heard LeAnn Rimes sing the national anthem, I heard her sing the national anthem when I was 10 at a Texas Rangers baseball game in Arlington, Texas. And I just thought her voice was so incredible. I loved you. Literally, you were one of the first CDs I bought. Like, I saved up my money and I listened to that record over and over and over again because you were so young. And I was like, that's me. I listened to Brandy. I listened to CeCe Winans.
Yes.
I just heard her in the car, and she still blows me away, even with the new songs that she sings. You know,
that
just
was
big
my first
voices.
CD.
Have you listened to that since? I
listen to it every day.
Oh my God, I'm lost without you.
That's my favorite song.
Mine too.
And it was given to me a cassette.
Yep.
My mom's
My dad had the
coworker
cassette.
bought it for me for my birthday.
Yeah.
And Miss Ardelia brought me that. She's like, this little girl's singing all the time. This is some good music for her to listen to. And she brought me the cassette for my birthday. And it is still one of my absolute favorite songs.
I mean, I hadn't listened to that song in so long. And this past Christmas, I was like, let me listen to this and see if it was still that good. And I listened to it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, just like I did back in the day. Yeah, it's such a good song.
And her spirit, when you talk about great people in Nashville,
God.
she's one of them. Miss CeCe I was going through something when I was about 18. I experienced death back to back to back and was going through it all. And she sent me a letter, but it was handwritten. And at the time, we shared some people in common. I can't remember publicist who it was, brought me the letter. And it meant so much to me. But when somebody does good all the time, they don't always remember exactly what they did or what they said. And when I saw her again and I told her about it, and it took her a second to, you know, try and remember it. It's been a long time, you know, and she was trying to remember it. And she said, well, I remember them telling me some of what was happening. People that care about you beyond the music are really rare finds.
Yep.
Has there been anyone that's been a rare find like that, that's been a stronghold in your life, that's in the music business as well?
Yeah, Marva Smalls, she's head of Viacom. She has been someone that when I literally had nothing going on, this woman, head of Viacom Global Inclusion, she kept giving me jobs when nobody else did. It was the one thing that helped me pay my bills at the time. Leslie Fram over at CMT.
I love her.
I've known her since I first moved here, and that woman has brought my name up, and she's the one that even introduced me to Marva, and that woman has been a huge proponent. Anytime I've met even a new Black artist that I was excited about, she always picked up the phone. I'd be like, Leslie, you've got to meet such and such. And she would immediately respond and was there. And she's been someone that has truly cared about me beyond the music as well.
Yeah, I was talking to her last night and she said, you guys need to, I was like, wait, that just happened on its own.
Yep.
As soon as we left, you know, from taking the photos in there, she was standing there.
Oh, yeah.
And just the way that she cares, not just about the music, but the people is really special.
Yep.
It changes your perspective, and it also probably helps you to deal with the hardships that comes along with it. If there's one thing that you would like to leave within your legacy when it comes to country music, what would it be?
I just want to be a door opener. My mom always told me that when I was doing music, she said, find a purpose within your purpose. And I was like, what does she even mean by that? I don't know. I just want to do music. And then I realized, like, even in the last 2 years of seeing the change in the industry and seeing, like, even yesterday I saw like 20 Black people in the crowd when maybe 2-3 years ago there might have been one, maybe.
I know, because there were like 7 of us, and you were like, "This is us.
We're here."
I'm like, "Oh, all 7, nice."
We are here. So I mean, I just really want to be known as a door opener. Like, I'm your keeper. I'm your sister. I'm my sister's keeper.
Right.
That's how I want to be known. Like, no matter what you're going through, like, you have a champion in me. Like, you will never walk the halls of this industry alone. That would be my legacy.
Absolutely. I am curious, what is your favorite song by yourself?
Wow. Whew. I think one of my favorite songs by myself is my song, I Love My Hair. I wrote that song with a woman from, I tried to write that song with several people here in Nashville, and nobody understood it except for one woman in England.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
She was the only person that understood what I was trying to say. But I was writing with a lot of white people, so they didn't quite understand the concept.
Right, right.
And I wrote it with this one woman, and she completely understood what I was saying. And that's one of my favorite songs that I've ever written. And Black Like Me. That's
Black Like Me?
Yeah, Black Like Me, I definitely is another one of my favorite
What is
songs.
it about the 2 records that, I mean, well, there's the obvious,
Yeah.
but then you writing them
Yeah.
and being a part of them and the intricate, details of it all. What is it that you love most about those 2 songs? Is it how you feel when you sing it? Is it what you're singing? The fact that this message is going to resonate with someone. What is it that connects you so much to those 2?
Yeah, well, I wrote them in the same week.
Okay.
And that was the same week that I had a conversation with my husband about why I wasn't making it in country music. And he told me that it was because I was running away from everything that makes me different. And he said, you need to be writing about your experiences as a Black woman in America. That is your country music. And I remember it took my breath away. I felt so called out in the best way. And I remember laying in my bed that night and just thinking, and the first title that came up in my head was Black Like Me, because I read that book in Black history in college. And and then the next one, I was like, I remember being in this industry and never having anybody that understood my makeup, and nobody ever understood how to do my hair, the things that we go through. And those were those were the songs that brought me to me.
Wow. I like this husband.
He's a good one.
Yeah.
He's a good
I
one.
like his perspective.
Yeah,
And it's
it's
very open and honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that a lot of times I think artists don't always have.
Right.
You don't always have
Someone to support you.
someone. Yeah, I'm fortunate. You keep family around. That usually makes a difference. So that's the difference in my equation.
Yeah.
But that's special for you to have. Do you see yourself having more children, or is this all on the...
Yeah,
That's
we
good.
definitely want to have at least one more, and I want to adopt one too.
That's good. A full house is a fun house.
Yeah.
It's filled with a lot of different things, but love is at the forefront. Everyone's kind of got their own things that they love, but then we all love each other. So
Well, I love watching you with your beautiful children. My God, like, you've got supermodel children. It's ridiculous.
Thanks. Well, thank you.
You do. I mean, coming from you and your...
My hands are full.
I saw when school was calling.
Never a shortage of content if you need that.
I would love to see it.
Listen, it's interesting, but I think also too, it keeps me young.
Yeah.
It keeps me excited
Present.
about what the next day is going to bring.
Yeah.
It keeps me present, and it also keeps me grateful.
Yeah.
When I know they're okay,
Yeah.
even if they're in trouble.
They're the greatest thing you've ever done.
They're the greatest thing you've ever done. I am curious, and after that, we're going to experience a little bit in the museum, if it's okay with you. I am curious if you feel like what you've done already is setting the tone for people like myself. I feel like it is. I feel like it's already opening doors. Sometimes we don't give ourselves credit.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking you,
Yeah.
do you give yourself credit in saying that, you know what, whatever I went through in the process to get to this point, I still opened a door somewhere, somehow. Do you see that already?
For the longest time, I wasn't sure. I stayed up late at night at times because I like put myself out there saying support. I had all these people ask me, what can I do to change this industry? And I said, we'll start signing Black artists. They're here.
Yes.
Look, I've showed you 7 of them.
Yeah.
Sign them, you know? And I couldn't really, we were still in a pandemic, so I never saw any of the change. And as I was getting hate or horrible things said to me, I'm like, did I just lead these people into the lion's den? Like, those are the questions I asked. I cried about it. I was depressed about it. I was like, am I doing the right thing? Did I mess up? All of those things. And as time has gone on, and as I've seen different programs come into place to make sure that there's more Black managers in this industry and executives, and then you coming here, and then Kay Michelle's trying to do a record, and Blanco Brown, and this migration of like incredible Black talent here, I can 100% say yes.
Good.
I do feel it now.
Good. I wanted to make sure of that.
I didn't for a long time.
I feel that way when I watch you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that way when I'm watching you, because it is confirmation that we belong.
Yeah.
There's
Absolutely.
no doubt about it.
No doubt.
There's really, when they say Black magic, it's a real thing.
It is.
There's actually nothing we can't do. It's just us believing that we
Yep.
can
Yep.
and being strong enough to endure whatever happens as
Absolutely.
we transition into new spaces. So we're grateful
Absolutely.
for you, and I so
I'm grateful for
appreciate
you.
you coming and talking
Are you
to me
kidding me?
today. Yes.
You're Monica. I was at the CMT Awards. Monica! Monica! That's how I was yelling at you. I lost who I was for a second because of you. I was
Listen.
like, excuse me while I get Monica's number. Did
It
you hear me?
was exciting.
Did
'cause
you
I'm
hear
like,
me?
You know, because you don't know what you're going to get.
You don't.
You don't know if you're like, why are you coming over here? Don't you do your thing over
Right.
there?
No,
you
I
don't
was
know what you're
like-
going to get. So at the awards, getting complete
Love.
high.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it was a great
That's
feeling.
important. I
It's
can't
important.
imagine not being that way, because I'm also inspired by the whole Black girl magic movement. Like, it's
Yes.
magical. And I've been in so many of these spaces, and every time I see a Black girl that looks like me, we always at one moment look at each other with pride that we're here.
Absolutely.
And it's such a beautiful
Absolutely.
sisterhood that you'll always have, which is really cool.
I agree.
Right?
Thank you. You made
Thank
Mo
you.
on the Go so special.
Oh my God, I'm lost for words. I'm gonna still go home and cry because I'm so happy to just be in your presence.
Well, hug your family for me,
Yes,
please.
I will.
Because the way they uplift you, there'll be nothing that you face that you won't conquer.
Yeah.
And no matter what you experience, know that I'm in your corner.
Thank you.
I'm
And
somewhere
same with
close
you.
by.
I love that you're writing with Natalie Hemby. She is everything.
She is.
Everything.
Spirit on point too.
Spirit on
On point
spirit
two.
on spirit. It's all, and that's who she is. And she's had
Oh,
a
yeah, it
lot of
doesn't
success, and
change.
that's who she is.
Yeah, it doesn't change.
Yeah.
It does not change at all. And I
Let
met
me know
her-
if there's any other people she
True.
suggests, and
She
I'll let
has.
you know.
She actually gave me a long list.
Okay.
And we're going to sit down and have writing sessions. You're going to be completely welcome to come
I
and write with
would
us
love that,
take
and I'll
some
also
time.
monitor some of them
Well, you'll get to know me when you're in
because
there.
some of them I need to know.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little inside information.
I see straight through people.
I
You
know
see
you
this thing
do.
I do.
I know.
I hate that I do it,
It's a
actually.
great thing.
Because it's sometimes that I just want to work
Yeah.
because they're really good at their job, but they
Yeah.
really suck at
Yeah.
being good human beings.
Yeah.
And I'm looking straight through you, so it's
Yeah.
hard for me to work.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We're here now. We're here now.
If I meet anybody that I'm like, nope, I'll be like, they're great, but just no.
we'll probably be saying it at the same time.
Okay, great.
I hate it. I wish I could click it off sometimes, but
for the most part, most of these people here are really good, though.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Because Brandy really does kind of scream.
Brandy Carlisle is the one.
She screams a lot.
She does. Okay, good.
Before it makes it to me. But
is she going to produce your record?
yeah, she's executive producer. Yeah, it's called Open Roads.
Yes.
I want to make sure.
Sorry, I'm excited.
It's called Open Roads.
Oh my God.
And I take it really serious, and it's really country.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm so excited to hear this.
It's really country. You're coming to the studio now.
Yeah,
It's too
I would
late.
love to.
Yeah, we're all
I'm
in
coming.
now.
I'm going.
It's too late. Okay.
Anytime you use some BGVs, I'm really good at them.
Listen, we got to write first.
Yeah.
and
Okay,
then
okay,
do
okay,
that.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
and then we'll do that part and split it up.
Okay.
I can take everything almost, I sing alto, tenor, and almost slightly into bass.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could take the
I
top.
got you soprano.
Please,
I got
because it
you
drives
soprano.
me insane when I have to do that.
That one's a hard one. But
Deal.
thank you so much.
Deal. No, thank you. Let's experience some of this museum.
Let's do it.
What do you think?
This is my first time here.
Mine too. Okay, this is incredible.
Really, it is.
You know that's where I
It all-
started.
It starts for all of us in
Our
gospel and choir,
was
right?
literally named after our grandfather,
What?
Alfonso Paige chorus.
Wow.
Literally. And it's all relatives.
Yeah.
You know, so I sang in it when I was
Wow. So you
really
get to
young.
sing with your whole family.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
I feel like a lot of singers that started in the church.
I do too. And
That's how I
think
learned
that
how to
it's-
harmonize.
Bingo.
You know, there's a lot of singers out here that don't know how to harmonize. I know. I'm like, and you call yourself a singer? Do you not remember when they said listen?
Well,
know?
most people don't like to listen.
I guess that's right.
And the more successful people are, the less they listen,
I
which is a
guess so.
huge mistake.
So question, Monica, do you listen?
I do, because you can't learn if you don't listen.
See?
But
that
I'm
is true.
careful about who I listen to.
Right. Right.
I don't listen to everybody.
What is this?
Let's join the choir.
Oh, we're joining the choir?
Oh,
Happy day. Oh, happy day. We have. Oh, you over here?
oh wait, we gotta do this.
To watch night and day. Oh, pray. Fight and pray. Fight and pray. You better, where's Whoopi? Rejoicing. Every day. Every day. I'm going to keep it right here.
Oh, happy day.
Now clap and sing. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Amen.
I was singing tenor that time.
Amen. Great performance, Monica. I think
It's a great
I
performance.
feel like we could have done a little better.
I do
than
too.
that.
We got another song, I think. Okay, let me see. We gotta get another song.
Thank you. Thank you,
Praise the
choir.
Lord.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Oh,
All right.
Lord. No. No.
Well, at least you.
That is so messed
At least
up.
you were dressed for church. I look like
I was
left
dressed
the,
for church.
I look
You
like
said my
I left
dress
the
is dressed-
club and
Girl,
came and got in the choir.
just a little
So
bit.
inappropriate.
I was covered up a
Oh,
little bit.
I was so inappropriate.
Your mom would be so mad.
Oh my God.
Your mom would be pretty disappointed in you. My mom would be proud of me.
Yes.
Oh my God, I was like, wow, God bless us.
I
They're
look
not
like
playing
I left
that
the
anywhere,
club
are
and
they?
went to church.
I mean,
I thought we needed a robe.
they should have just
We
given us some
needed
robes
a
up there.
robe.
Well, let's not tell, I'm not going to tell your mom, okay?
Well, I was singing tenor.
You were singing tenor.
Yeah, I was
I
singing
was like
tenor.
alto and soprano and
Yeah, but that was rehearsal.
Was that
we'll
rehearsal?
be back.
We'll come
We'll be
back.
back.
We'll be back.
We'll be back
Don't
Sunday.
mind that.
That was rehearsal.
Don't mind
pay
that.
it no mind.
Lord Almighty.
Don't pay it no mind.
Dear God.
Oh, I love his voice.
Ooh.
You ever heard him? His voice is insane.
When soul radio stations aired Oh Happy Day in 1968, the door
Oh,
We wouldn't have made that
Day.
choir. We wouldn't have made that choir.
into pop.
I really look like I'm going to church.
Anybody who loves happy
You-
music will tell you, oh, Happy Day changed everything.
I look like I just left the
You
club.
just left the club.
Trying to
on
find my
Saturday.
salvation.
Yeah,
Trying to find my salvation on
Ask for
Sunday.
forgiveness on Sunday.
Thank you so much for
my
coming
God.
to Mo
Thank
on
you
the
for
Go.
having me.
You were
Really.
incredible.
As are you. You
Make
are just
sure.
a legend.
Listen, got to become one
Not
here.
after our gospel performance, though.
Well, hey, that was a
Not
gospel
after our-
rehearsal.
that was a rehearsal.
That was a
Okay, okay.
rehearsal.
We gotta
we
go
just
back and
showed up,
retry.
so we're gonna go get it
Yeah.
right. God bless y'all.
See y'all.